Hello world, wherever you are on this blue orb. Hope you're doing well. Gary Turner here, just going to narrate one of my recent blogs. And actually it was a poem that emerged in recent days. Don't know about you, but it's very challenging trying to stay aware of everything that's going on in the world and continue with our life as it is. And in many ways, should we continue with life as it is? Should stuff be proper broken apart and put back together again? We may all have a different view on that. But hey, what I'm here to do today is to narrate my most recent poem, which is Less is More, Growth Pedal to the Floor, and Keeping the Door Closed. That's going to be the poem I'm going to share with you shortly. But before then, just a little reminder that Joe Homstead and I will be co-facilitating the Human Development Space across the 20th and the 21st of July 2022 down the beautiful Dorset countryside. We're keeping it super competitive because we really want to invite people in. We've been kept away from one another, rightly, for a couple of years now due to the pandemic. And of course, we have to stay safe. But what we're really looking to do here is bring a maximum of 30 people together in the beautiful Dorset countryside to just co-create an agenda, come together, connect, learn, share, and really just do with the space that we wish to over those 2 days across the 20th and the 21st of July. You can see what some of the people took away from the experience last September in 2021 on this particular screen right now. If you're interested, do drop Joe Homstead or myself a note, and we'll be very happy to have a conversation with you. So let me get into it. I'm just going to share my screen, and I'm really hoping that this works. But again, I've found, I don't know about you out there, if you're live with me now, do drop me a little note, say hi. If you're watching this back, I'd love to hear how this resonates with you or how not. Maybe you'll challenge something that I'm sharing. But the key point here is that I'm finding personally that, like a bit of prose, a bit of poetry, a way to try and weave different topics together through words, but not just in a blank, straight linear form in terms of a blog or just writing. I'm finding it really quite helpful these days. So again, you can find this blog on hexochangenow.com, which is my personal website, which is very much a space holding practice where I operate as a one-to-one thinking partner and interpersonal guide for anybody that could do with having someone at their side as they go on their own inner exploration, look to connect more dots within and outside of themselves. So if that could be of any interest, do let me know. Do check out hexochangenow.com. But let's get into the poem, which is called Less is More, Growth Pedal to the Floor and Keeping the Door Closed. So, as I mentioned, I've been struggling to put into words, typo, some mixed feelings and reflections after a curious 7 to 10 days. So I've resorted to my creative friend poetry in case it was helpful to you. And the following emerged over the past 30 minutes. This was written a few days ago. So I thought I'd share it. And again, what I'm doing now is narrating it to try and increase accessibility for those that may be interested. So here we go. Going live now to LinkedIn and to YouTube, and you'll be able to find the link on both of those websites as well. So too many words and strands to share. I find myself resorting to this prose to lay bare the depth of separation between chasing yet more growth in the West and the collapsing systems all over the world, increasingly being felt in my chest. To grow double digit, to invest in M&A, is to look in the opposite direction from those who are having to pay the ultimate price, often with their life, to keep us in our perceived comfort. Can we keep ignoring the strife that is increasingly both near and far? That is increasingly arriving both near and far. To harm those thousands of miles away is to harm ourselves too. How bizarre. You see, Less is More is a book by Jason Hickel. It looks well beyond just chasing the next nickel. He shares with deep clarity so much of what I know to be true. But who am I to say anything? And what about you? We are fed that growth is key to sustain a good life. Yet spiritual and mental bankruptcy is exponentially on the rise. We know in the West that something is missing, but we are educated to conform, to stay silent and complicit. In a system that serves only a few, the global minority, it's a very different view. To what Western media and education teach us, that we are so special and in need of external validation, they act like leeches, sucking not only our blood but our spirit and soul. What if there was a new story, one we could co-create and have told? In the textbooks of the future, centering those most impacted is a critical step forward to move away from the reactive approach to growth and accumulation of things. Let's be honest, if we have no planet, who really wins? The fact that this game of life is offered at all is something we should be curious about, not just continue to fall into the short-term myopia of it being just about us. I'm finding my own ways to kick up more of a fuss, to hold space and invite a new type of expression. Remembering our connection to ourselves, we can get better at holding the tension. We can center well-being and health, community and connection. There is enough of everything for all. We need to redistribute with intention. This stuff is big. Who knows what will emerge? What I do know for sure, it will take a lot more than that next text. Offering 50% off this, 70% off that. When can we stop consuming so much and being such a shortages of food and base raw materials? Global supply chains are collapsing. The new normal that feels totally surreal. I'm keen to find those humans that can feel these tensions too. Let's connect and share ideas about what we can do to wave the flag for recentering those most in need, of us shifting to well-being as the metric and away from just greed. It's hard, we can feel trapped, but we should not feel shame. We are where we are, but this is turning into a critical game. The planet will live on, whether we're here or not. Time to get humble and join a lot more dots. I hope you take something away from this reflective poem of mine. Again, I'm in this with you. We're all in this messy stew of trying to work out what the hell's happening and what's coming next. But it's clear that what's dying is not going to serve us. So if you're interested to discuss working one-to-one with me, if you would value having an interpersonal guide and thinking partner at your side as you navigate your own internal journey, you can set up a call by going to hexochangenow.com and booking a discovery call there. And also what you can find here are a range of feedback that's been offered from people that I've worked with over the last few months. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you. And do reach out. Let's have a conversation. Let's connect. And I hope that I've evoked something within you today that's helpful from an exploration point of view. So again, thanks so much for joining me. If you joined me live or you joined this back, I wish you well. Stay safe, stay super curious. And let's be asking a lot more questions and getting away from believing that we've got all the answers. Take care for now. And until next time.